Shots fired at a CDTA bus, and now Albany police are looking into what they're calling criminal mischief here. Good evening, and thank you for staying with us for News 10 ABC at 5:30. I'm Mark Baker.
And I'm Melissa Streeter. Thank you for joining us. The CDTA says 3 shots hit 2 of the bus windows yesterday, leaving holes.
It happened in a busy part of the city near Central Avenue and Ontario Street. The top story at 5:30, and News 10 ABC's Josh Wiltenberg live in the studio with details. Josh?
Mark, this is still an ongoing investigation and more details need to be gathered, but I spoke to Albany Police Chief Stephen Krokoff not too long ago, and he tells me he does not believe this was anything more than a pellet gun incident rather than a lethal firearm shooting. But there were 50 passengers on board, and luckily none of them were injured. Yet one woman who was on the bus says it was pretty scary.
It definitely shocked me. I called 911 right away. I knew that it was an emergency situation.
Erin Bruno was riding a CDTA bus to work on Monday afternoon around 3:45 when she says she thought she heard kids hitting the side of the bus at one of its stops at the corner of Central Avenue and Ontario Street. However, as the bus began to move, a man told her there were bullet holes in the side of the bus. Upon stopping, Erin says her initial response was to check it out for herself. And once she did, she says that's when the panic set in.
I wasn't so scared for my life, but the things that could have transpired because of it.
After learning of the shots, Bruno says the bus operator pulled over and checked to make sure everyone was okay. Jamie Watson of CDTA says proper protocol was followed because once no one requested medical attention, all passengers were then transferred to a different bus.
Our operator called dispatch, our dispatch here at CDTA, and then dispatch calls Albany PD. And like I say, luckily, no customers were injured.
And even though police believe this is criminal mischief rather than a lethal firearm shooting, Bruno was and is still in shock of what took place on the bus.
I was just like, wow, one of the most frequented buses, the busiest bus in Albany, was just shot.
And Chief Krokoff tells me there are no suspects at this time. He says police are also unsure if an individual or a group of people are responsible. Live in the studio, Josh Wiltenberg for News 10 ABC. Mark and